Hello, it's Reclusive Slowbro. Today I have a deck list for you for my Shiftry Raichu deck. Now, this is one of my more meta decks, simply because of Raichu and Shiftry and the basis of basically their attacks. I wouldn't necessarily say it's super meta, mainly because Shiftry somewhat slows the deck down a bit and requires a little more build-up than Raichu does, but they essentially have the same focus. They do the same exact thing, except Shiftry actually applies your opponent's benched Pokemon as well, so that's the best part about Shiftry. But we're not going to get into that just yet. I'll get to the first Pokemon, and then we'll talk more about the strategy and so on and so forth. So, first Pokemon we're going to talk about is Bunnelby. Now you're probably wondering why Bunnelby is in here, and it's primarily in here because of its Rototiller attack. Shuffle a card from your discard pile into your deck. Chances are you're not really going to be using Burrow frequently, unless you have no cards in your discard pile and you just for some odd reason cannot get Bunnelby out of your active. So, basically shuffle cards into your discard pile into your deck. This actually comes into play, I guess, somewhat mid-game, if not late game, when you start running out of your double colorless energy. Chances are it's going to happen quite frequently, due to the fact that Raichu is more frail than, let's say, just an ordinary Pokemon, or just Shiftry in comparison. 90 HP, it's not going to be standing a lot of hits, honestly, from most things, even non-EXs. But yeah, we're going to get into that after this. Shaymin. Shaymin's pretty good setup. I don't think I really need to explain that one anymore, honestly. Okay, now we have Shiftry. Leaf Draw, which is a pretty handy ability, but chances are you're not going to be using it very often, due to the fact that this deck doesn't run very many Leaf Energies, or Grass Energies. You can run more Grass Energies if you'd like. I wouldn't necessarily say it would help a lot, but it does help somewhat. Just having too many energies in the deck wouldn't help it out, or accelerate it any more so than it already has, or already can be capable of. But yeah, Leaf Draw is quite helpful. Discard a Grass Energy and draw 3 more cards. In these situations that you do have to use this, I guess go ahead and use it, but chances are you're not going to be using it. Deranged Dance, his attack. This attack does 20 times damage for the number of bench Pokemon, both and your opponents. So that's basically, I would say 2 times stronger than Raichu, but it depends on what your opponent is playing. They can play very carefully around Shiftry by not benching many Pokemon or doing other things, I guess. But primarily that would be the biggest counter to Shiftry, but that isn't going to stop it necessarily, so that's the best part about it. Shiftry is basically the only Pokemon we're going to be using, as opposed to Nuzleaf and Seedot. So, is get this out, evolve it as soon as possible. You could run 2 Nuzleaf if you'd like. It really is up to you. It's optional. It's up to your preference. Okay, when we run 3/3 Raichu, Circle Circuit. This attack does 20 damage times the number of your bench Pokemon, which is the only attack we're going to be using for Raichu. We don't have the necessary energy to actually use Thunderbolt, so we're not going to be using that. And also, Circle Circuit just does more damage potential anyway, since you're going to be using Robo Subs and having all these Pokemon onto your bench. If all times, if not most times. Probably not early game. You won't be able to get all the like a full bench early game, but I mean you can certainly try, of course. I would definitely recommend just getting as many bench Pokemon before you attempt to attack. If anything, keep Raichu behind subs or anything else that you want to use as fodder, I suppose. So we have 1 computer search, 1 enhanced hammer, 2 rare candies, 3 Robosubs. I probably recommend 4, but I don't have 4, unfortunately. So yeah, 4 would work really well. You can substitute perhaps substitute the substitutes. You can substitute perhaps enhanced hammer or megaphone if you'd like for an additional substitute. But yeah, for now I play with 3 and 1 Sacred Ash, 1 megaphone, 1 switch. Mainly because this has free retreat, and the substitutes can get out at most times if they'd like. But you will be wasting it if you do, without it getting taken out from the active anyway. So yeah, chances are I'm not going to be using that many switches. I don't recommend that many. But it does somewhat help. Let's say if you have uh, Shaman on your active and you just don't want it there. It is a 1 energy retreat cost though, so yeah, I guess if you want to get Shaman out, you can just attach an energy and then switch, but you're not going to be needing that many switches, I think at least. 4 Ultra Ball, 4 Via Seeker, 1 Chorus, 1 Lysander, 4 N, and 3 Junipers. We don't run 4 Junipers or 4 Sycamores, whatever you like to play, but because chances are you want to keep most of the things in your hand. If not, just place them down on the field before you can, throw them all away with it. But yeah, I don't know. I just run 1 less. This is one of the rare occasions where I actually run 1 less. So go for that if you'd like. You can still put 4 if you'd like. Though it does pretty well, even with 3 Shaman, which actually is another difference I have from my other decks. Is 3 Shaman. I don't run 3 Shamans in all my decks. I run 2. If you can run 3, go for it. It's a very pricey card, but I'd recommend 3 in this deck particularly. If not 4. I actually don't even have 4, I just have 3. So, we're also running 4 Skyfields, which I'd say is pretty recommended because this strategy revolves heavily around Skyfield and getting your bench at least plus 5. More than that. You will still be doing a lot of damage with just 5, but it helps to max out your damage potential regardless. 3 Muscle Band, 1 Silver Bangle, 4 DCE, and 4 Grass Energy. Now the reason why I have the Bumblebee here, if it isn't already obvious, is the double colorless. This is huge if you run out of double colorless, because obviously you cannot attack. So if you ever get these in your discard pile and you have a Bumblebee, I guess attach a double colorless to it or a Grass Energy to it. Recommended a Grass Energy to Rototiller back the other energies, and supposedly, why I'm saying supposedly, and any other card you can use potentially. So yeah, it helps with substitutes. It helps with let's say Sacred Ash if you ever want to put it back and shuffle more Pokemon into your deck. If you're going to for the long game, of course. Megaphones if you want to throw off more items. Rare Candies if you, for some odd reason, need one and you don't have them in your deck anymore. So yeah, it helps out quite a bit. The cool thing about it is the Barrage Ancient trait. So you can use Rototiller twice. So that means every time it's in the active with an energy onto it, you can get 2 items, well, 2 of any cards back into your deck. That is very helpful for this deck. There's been very many situations where I've had to shuffle back my DCE to allow me to attack again. Because otherwise, you can't really do anything. You're just a sitting duck and you lose. That's GG. But yeah, thank you all for watching. It's been a short little video. I probably won't upload another video today, unfortunately, because I didn't get enough footage for my stream today. So I am sorry about that, but this video is going to be the only one I can supply to you. So thank you all for watching once again, and I hope you all have an amazing day. Goodbye.